Did this murder pay for the ultimate sins of Marvel Snap? Find out what's going on as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So, in case you've been living under a rock and did not know, coming next patch, there's going to be a series drop. There's going to be a couple cards coming down to Series 3 and a couple cards coming down to Series 4. One of the cards that's coming down to Series 3 is going to be the Martyr. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the cards that are coming down, but I'm also going to talk about how this needs to be looked at with Marvel Snap in general. Back when Marvel Snap first existed, back when it was still just even in this alpha beta and maybe even into the first parts when it went to global launch, there used to be a joke in Marvel Snap that this is a nice card, can't wait to play it in a year. And as much as it was a joke, and as much as people were upset that cards weren't going to be played for about a year because of how series drops used to run, now because of how series drops run, there are certain cards that have gone a year and haven't dropped down even one rank. Just the Baby Land Shark and Iron Lad have stayed at Series 5 since the beginning and are now a year old. So if for whatever reason you didn't get those through luck or chance, it's been a year and you still can't play that card. As much as it's nice that these cards are coming down, I mean, you've got the Echo. Echo is a card that nobody puts faith into. Echo is such a nice card. I've won so many games from Echo. Nobody respects the Echo. It's a nice way to get rid of stuff like Cosmo and stuff like that. Howard the Duck was always a joke card. Don't know why this didn't release in Series 3 to begin with. Don't know why this didn't release in Series 4 to begin with. And that's the thing. When you first introduced the Spotlight Caches, you said that you would have certain cards come out to Series 4. And now you're basically backtracking your idea about what's coming out at Series 4. And saying that you're basically no new card is going to ever come out at Series 4 again, and they're all going to come out at Series 5. We let you have Series 4 because of the fact that you wanted to gain a pool of extra cards to have, and because some came out at Series 4, it was a way for us to use tokens instead of keys. And with the pool as it is right now, the fact that only 5 cards are coming down since the last time we had a season pass come around, or a series drop I should say, we've had more than 5 cards enter the game since that point. How big does your pool need to be? If you're just to go on pool 5 alone, Series 5 alone, pool 5 alone, Series 5 alone, I'm not sure which one you want to call it. Just to get through Series 5, and assuming that you're putting out a brand new card every single week, it will take you 6 months to get through that. 6 months to get through a Series 5 one. That's ridiculous. Right now, between the 2 cards that are coming out, between Series 4 and Series 5, with there being 30 in Series 5 and 24 in Series 2, that's 54 cards that exist in this pool right now. If only getting 2 added to whatever the new card is, that's a very long time to wait for cards to come out. How big does the pool need to be? At what point are you going to sit there and say, we've gotten our pool big enough? It's already at 52. Where does that have to be? 72, 82, 102, 1,002? Now, there is a way to fix this, and part of the way you could fix this, and this is going to sound like the craziest idea ever, when you go to the level here. When you look at the shop, have this be a Series 5, which it currently is. Have this be a Series 5, which it currently is. Have this be a Series 5, which it currently is, although this one's about to go down. But then have this one be an actual Series 4. Put your Series 4 card right here. Have it be known. And then if you roll that and you already own the card, instead of getting a variance, that way you don't have to make more hard, that's when you actually get the tokens for it. That way Series 4s can still be gotten with cash, as it limits the number of cards that can show up. Because right now, your pool is too big. I mean, I'm glad that Mirage is coming down. Mirage basically has no home right now because of how good Cable is. Silver Samurai is such a joke because of the fact that as good as Silver Samurai is, MODOK is a year old right now. MODOK makes a deck, Silver Samurai doesn't. So those are the cards that are coming down in the series to Series 3. Now the ones that are coming down into Series 4, Nebula. Nebula is an awesome card. I'm finally glad that this card's making a little bit of a headway. This is probably the premier one drop still to this day. So kudos on Nebula. Selene. I'll just let it go down to 3. Let it go down to 3. I don't know why it had to stop at 4. You could have shifted this straight down to 3. Even when this card came out, it was very worth it. Silk. Silk was in your very first ever Spotlight Cash. That was the premier card in your very first Spotlight Cash. And only at this point is it finally dropping down one rank. Jean Grey. Jean Grey has been a card that you just cannot figure out how to do, and here's the sad part, funny part. There's some good Jean Grey stuff that you can come out now if you really look through it with the lockdown. With the Nebula on 1 and the White Widow on 2 and then Jean Grey on 3, that's a scary little start combo. Gladiator, my have the mighty have fallen. Gladiator used to be a card that everybody got, everybody tried to play. Right now, with where the game is, everybody's just playing too big of guys right now, and that's the problem. Hercules. Hercules, even when this card came out, it was a joke. Nobody wanted this card when this card came out. Dropped this card straight to 3. This card needs a rework. This card needs a buff. This card needs a something. I'm not sure where Hercules sees play. Even at 3, I would be upset to getting this card. Living Tribunal. Awesome card. There's actually a way that now if you get Living Tribunal, if you're just Series 3 complete with just getting Living Tribunal, you can make a deck that can go infinite, that can basically wipe the floor with anybody that it faces. But here's the problem. Even if you took all of these cards and dropped them down to Series 3, and took all the 4s and dropped them down to Series 3, and started dropping down 4 cards per month to Series 3, which is where you should be doing because of how many cards are in the pool right now, you're making it harder for people to be Series 3 complete. Getting 1 card per month off of Series 3 for free is the last good thing you did for free-to-play players. Yes, the Season Pass cards are nice, and the Spotlight Caches are nice when you don't own a single card on them. But then you get this card that's meant to be a Series 4, Series 5 card. And you look at all the stuff that's needed to play it, and guess what? You don't have it because you're not Series 3 complete. If you get Living Tribunal, but you're missing Magic, you have a real hard time getting Living Tribunal to work. Or if you're missing Wave, you're missing a really hard time to get Magic, the Living Tribunal to work. Where you are right now, it's almost at the point where you need to give out a card per week, not a card per month. Even if you gave out a card per week, a Series 3 card per week, with 104 cards currently in the cycle, and that's without the 5 that are coming in. When we get this 5 coming in, we're going up to 109 cards in the cycle. To get even one per week, you're talking 100 weeks. Now, I know somewhere along the way you're going to open some of the Series 3 series that go along the way. But even if you got 40 while that was going on, you still have 60 weeks to get that. 60 weeks is a year. 52 weeks is a year. So right now, where you're set up, unless you really do something ridiculous out there, even giving away 1 per week, even if you got half of them else each and every week, it's take you an entire year to get all the Series 3 cards. That's just ridiculous to ask somebody to do that. There should be no person that I go to and say, hey, would you like to play Marvel Snap? And when I say, do you want to play Marvel Snap? I say, yeah, I'd like to play some Marvel Snap. How long will it take me to get Series 3 complete? Not collection complete, just Series 3 complete. And I have to say to them that you're talking at least probably 4, 5, even 6 months now. If I told that to somebody, they'd be like, no thank you, I don't want to play. I don't want to spend 6 months just to get to the point of being Series 3 complete. And being Series 3 complete doesn't mean you're top of the heap. That means you have a viable collection of stuff to try out. You gotta figure out something. You gotta do a mass dump somewhere. You gotta start letting new players get cards straight off the bat. Unlock something. Do something. Otherwise, anybody who joins this game is gonna look at the hill that they gotta climb and say, no thank you. And while you have loyal fans like myself, you need new fans too. So as much as I enjoy the fact that you're doing a series drop at this point, you needed to announce with this series drop something to help out the Series 3 people, and say that this is going to be the first drop, and every month we're going to do another drop of at least 3 or 4 cards. Because the pool's getting too big, it's getting too hard to get Series 3 complete. You're going to start losing people, and you're not going to gain the people back. So that's where I am on this drop. I want to be happy about this drop. I want to be excited about this drop, but it just upset me more than I really wanted it to. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.